Alright, comments video. Yeah. People. Yeah, it's just, oh. Just, ugh. Ooh. People just give you the creeps. Well, they're sort of people. I mean, some of them are people like Pyrrho. So they're actual people that make videos and you get some idea of who they are. And they say really stupid things, and so that's creepy. And then there's these other creeps who are just these, you know, these creeps. They're just creepy things on the internet, and they don't put up anything, and they do all this suggestion thing. They give you lots of suggestions, but they don't demonstrate how they're masters at anything, So it's just backseat driving from people who maybe have never even driven, which is really annoying. But anyway, so enough describing of it. I guess we'll just do it. But it's just, it's just so irritating. And it gets in all this personal stuff, which you shouldn't be obligated to do. This is what in the videos I'm actually talking about, the fact that you shouldn't be placed under this obligation to constantly defend yourself against completely irrelevant accusations and stuff that doesn't have anything to do with anything being talked about in the videos, but they have the right to do it, so to speak, some sort of right. Some sort of no mechanism to stop it, let's say, and no mechanism to even, like I said, the whole rating system is such a sham, just run by people willing to create sock accounts for this purpose. And, nobody complains enough. So this is the way the internet's run, is by all this fakes and frauds and phonies. So anyway, so Gus Fling, who's, come back as somebody else, no doubt, but yes, he's done here. Anyway, get a haircut. I mean, who would say that since, 1969? I mean, since Woodstock, let's say. Who but somebody's grandmother would say something like that? I mean, who could possibly worry anymore about people's hair? I mean, people have blue hair now. Hair is just not really important to anybody. I'm not saying this generation is at all wiser, but I mean, that was for people who didn't have anything to worry about or something, that they worried about how long their hair was. It's like when things were really good, maybe the 50s and the 60s, in America, middle class was doing good, and they had nothing to worry about. Well, yeah, they worried about how long somebody's hair is. But nobody rational does that anymore, idiot. I mean, it's just so stupid. It's like me saying to you, get a hair transplant. I guess you're obviously petty, so that's why you're worried about people's hairs, because you don't have any or something. Or, a rectalectomy or something. I mean, you obviously have some anal problems. But why would I even bother giving you advice about that? Why would I care? I'd rather you just play in traffic, until the incident probabilities are realized. Shit. Alright, get a haircut and get a job. Now, I have jobs. I've had jobs. And I have jobs now. They just don't pay enough to live on. But again, this whole argument as if I lack some kind of work ethic or some other kind of thing, or skills even. I have all those things. But I also have a mental illness, technically. And you can't even say that without being marginalized somehow. That because you have a anxiety disorder, that means you're somehow irrational and insane. No. It means I have a conditioned disorder, and it's a fact, and it's a reality. And yes, it ruined whatever life I had. It ruined it thoroughly. But there's every evidence that I was a workaholic, if anything. I mean, one of the last summers I was working 2 full-time jobs. 2 full-time jobs. 2 8-hour shifts a day. 10 8-hour shifts a week. Um, yeah, a lot of work. So fuck you. um, kind of sad that the recipient of this admonition is over the age of 19. So again, why would anybody pay attention? So would you say that to Einstein? Would you walk up to Albert Einstein and say, get a haircut? Would you? I don't think so. So you just, what, this is your thing? Just say nonsense? Just waste people's time with nonsense accusations? Lose weight, fatty. There. Is that how we're supposed to interact? Fuck you. Buy a new penis, because obviously the one you have isn't going to do you any good. Anyway, let alone somebody of your advanced years. To make me question how we've set up society. So what part don't you like about how we set up society? We completely ignore mental illness as one of the consequences of creating human beings. We don't treat them, we just throw them on the street. So they're either in prison or living in cardboard boxes. But beyond that, fuck you, is what we basically said to people who are damaged or broken in some way. And you're questioning that that's doing too much. The little bit that's provided is doing too much. You suck. Just as much as something can suck. Alright, then he has to post a second comment for no good reason. It's bad enough that you've lived for over the last 30 years stealing rent payments from other tenants because the landlord went senile. Well, that didn't happen for 30 years ago, idiot. The landlord got ill, and the wife took over. So when he went senile, it didn't really matter because he wasn't taking care of business anymore because he was ill. And the wife went, a little bit bonkers towards the end, but that was like 4 years ago, idiot. So I couldn't have been doing it for 30 years. And see, but this is just such a, what's the point of making this just overtly incorrect and inaccurate and lie statement? No one's ever said that before. So it's like you didn't hear it anywhere else. So will you have personal knowledge of this or something? The truth is I've paid the rent for other tenants. That's the actual, factual, could be entered as evidence in court. Truth. I've paid their rent. Yeah. So, you're full of shit. And it's just obnoxious. What's the point of doing that? It's just gross. Alright, then he says, now you're e-begging. You're pathetic. How exactly am I e-begging when I'm not going to gain anything from the exchange or whatever it is? That the money, I don't get any money out of the deal. The deal is that people invest in something that's going to cost, say, $600,000, and maybe in 3 years it can be sold for $750,000. I don't get any of the money. They get the money. How am I e-begging? That doesn't make any sense. I said it kind of plainly. I said, hey, maybe this isn't going to work. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that here's a thing that's going to be on the market. People buy this stuff because they want to make money on their money. And that's why whoever's going to buy it is going to buy it. It's going to figure he's going to make money on the deal. That's what somebody's going to be thinking. They're not going to buy it because for any other reason than to think it's a good investment. But how do I gain? Beyond, as I explained, the only thing I could get out of the deal is some security in terms of where I live. I'm not taking anybody's money, idiot. You're pathetic. No, you're a pathetic liar. It's just pathetic that you make comments on videos and get away with this shit. You're a troll. You shouldn't be allowed to do this, you sock account lying piece of shit. This is one of the things that is broken in our society. Makes me question how we've set up our society. Why do we allow this to be how our expression, the expression of the accomplishment of our First Amendment rights through these mechanisms that are this tainted? So let's see. You should be forced into becoming a productive member of society once again. Well, the definition of productive is a little tricky. I don't know if fixing cars at a car dealership was necessarily truly productive. Just making money for crooks, you know. So I don't know if that was productive. Restaurant work, I don't think they're productive. Serving drinks, I don't think that was productive. I think I'm more productive now, actually. Everything you say about wasting time, that's all your channel is. Well, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. I think you're a waste of life. You're a waste of neurons being connected and being capable of even forming sentences. You're a waste of vocabulary. Everything about you is just a piece of waste. Your entire existence is waste. You're a blight. You're blight. You're blight. Yeah. Anyway. Your philosophy doesn't help anyone. Well, except for the people who claim it helps. But regardless, help them to do what? If I've prevented somebody from having kids, then in my opinion, by definition, I win. Sorry. You can pretend that you think somehow I lost by doing that, but no, that was a real big win. So, fuck you. Anyway. Doesn't help anybody. It doesn't reduce suffering in any tangible way. Well, again, I can provide evidence of people who I have inspired to become vegetarian and people who I've inspired to be wary of child production. And I would argue that both of those things will, in a tangible way, with every probabilistic likelihood, prevent harm. Just because you wish you hadn't been born doesn't mean no one should have kids. Well, that's not the logical argument being made. The logical argument being made is having kids is high risk, dangerous, and because of natural rules, you're likely to create more disability and death than you are joy and bliss. Just law of averages, asshole. Your life may have no purpose. So that's your claim, not my claim. So again, another false premise, straw man argument. That doesn't make life meaningless. Again, I'm not saying life doesn't have meaning. I'm saying that it's intrinsically and fundamentally insufficient. Okay, it's insufficiently efficient. It doesn't measure up to the standard. It's like nuclear power. If you can't do it right, you can't do it. And life's the same kind of problem. The inability to fix your failures and the catastrophic depth of how low those failures can go make what you're doing cruel. You have no right to take the flawed humans and throw them in institutions and throw them in cages and torment them and all that other shit. You have no right to do it for your silly gameplay. You're not worth it. And that's just a fact. And it's a fact you demonstrate by your own rhetoric. You're dishonest. You're preposterously inaccurate. And nothing about you is anything but blighty. Yeah. So you proved the point. You're not worth it. You're not worth one child having cancer. Not one. So, goodbye. And such. Alright, anyway. Let's see. So this is not a bad statement, but I don't know. I never understood why people label themselves skeptics. It's a really dangerous attitude. One shouldn't question the truth. It's really not the point. The point isn't about whether you should question something. The point was about doubting something. Skepticism is about doubt. It's not about asking questions. It's not about interrogating the truth. It's about doubting it. And that's a different standard. Anyway. So we have Mega Sage Guy. He's a, generally speaking, asshole. Chapter is coming to a close. Well, whatever that means. Well, it seems time for Plan B. No question mark. No, there's no Plan B. You know, so he says, when Shiva G finally gets his green card, you guys can rent an apartment in the Bronx. Yeah, again, I'm not going to defend my situation, but he says something here. Don't worry, I can get you a script for the agoraphobia. A script. I don't know what that is. You know, whatever. It's all a big joke to you. Fine. You know, fuck you. It's my real life. You don't have to take my life seriously. But why would I tolerate this pointless, useless mockery, essentially? Yeah, I have no reason to tolerate that. Fuck you. Play in traffic. Alright. The evil Pyrrho. So, maybe I'll do the other junk comments first. Junkie versus junkieist. So, Phoenix Chastain. It's a colossal asshole. From the investor's perspective in real estate, a 15% minimum return on investment is the rule few will break. You know, look, the reality of investment is, especially with interest rates the way they are, is that if you can get a 5% return on your money, you're doing really well, no matter where you put it. Okay, if you can get a yearly increase of 5%, you're going to be pretty fucking happy. And real estate has all kinds of risks built into it, just like anything else. But clearly, obviously, what people do is they, what's the word for it when they turn over a property? You know, but lots of people buy a property so they can sell it in a year. You know, they're going to fix up a few things and then just resell it, flipping. And so even, like I said, at the minimum, the argument was, yeah, even if it's flipped in 3 years, the odds are you're going to get maybe, you could get up to like 20% return. Now, over 3 years, that's what, 7% a year. Pretty good. That's a pretty safe bet based on real economics. The property's in kind of shitty condition. You put maybe 40, 50 grand into it, and you can get back 150 grand. This is what's so complicated. So I don't need your lecture, idiot. There's no guarantees. Nobody invests money saying, I expect I guaranteed 15%. Nobody has those expectations. If there were such places you could go to get that guarantee, that's where everybody's money would be right now, idiot. It's just idiotic. Why would people own stocks getting 3 or 4% return when they could do your special 15% thing? Idiot. Anyway, I do like creative development ideas, but it does waste the time of potential investors when they hear that almost all the risk is on them. Well, again, I pointed out the only risk is complete economic collapse. I mean, real estate values in this town have not gone down in any 3-year period by more than 7% in the last 100 years. So, what's the risk exactly? I mean, you know, short of a 29 crash, what's the risk? Yeah, sorry, I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand. Fuck you. No, that's what I should be saying. Fuck you. Yeah, I don't understand. I should just say, fuck you. Alright, on them. It's clearly a cruel business. Like I said, the proposition is clearly just a business proposition. There's no angle here beyond the fact that somebody's going to buy the property and somebody's either going to make money or not make money with it. That's all. I'm just saying it's in my interest to have control over that sale. That's all. It's clearly a cruel business. It drew Donald Trump after all. That's a silly statement. Donald Trump was born into the business, idiot. He didn't invent the business. He didn't do anything but learn from Daddy how to hate the darkies and rip people off. Fuck you! Jeez, idiots. Oh, toilet cream. Yes, this guy can go just because his name is just so obnoxious. I mean, I don't understand that. What's the point of it? Toilet cream. You know. And then other assholes are. It's probably the same asshole who's thumbed up this comment is the asshole worried about how long my hair is. So people worry about how long my hair is, but it doesn't bother them that some asshole makes comments under the screen named toilet cream. I mean, why not just call yourself Pukey Puke Puke Puke? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Alright, one die, not one dice. So, if he got that wrong, who knows what else he's gotten wrong. So he's going to make a comparison, you know, between things that you make declarative statements about something and grammatical errors. So somebody saying something like Sasquatch exists, which somebody actually does say in this, I got to read that comment, is the same as a grammatical error. So typos are the same as lies. Yeah, fuck you. Now, now I'm not joking when I say I don't understand how you're not on the side of being ultimately skeptical of people who currently have the power in government. Now, where in my video did I'm just not going to bother with this. He's also bringing up Hitler and shit. Why am I bother with this guy? Where in my video did I say not to be skeptical? I said exactly you're skeptical for reason. Not just for the sake of it. Not because you're a skeptic and I'm automatically skeptical. I said that in the video. When there's reason to be skeptical. Your first sentence is that you're pointing it out. If he got that wrong, who knows what else he's gotten wrong? The whole point was I was pointing out how you have reason to doubt if somebody can't do one thing that they probably can't do some other thing. If they did a shitty job over there, they might do a shitty job over there. Now, there's every indication of the corruption in government. So where did I say love the government? I didn't say that. I mean, it's such a pile of straw man shit. So yeah, I'm not even going to bother reading the rest of it. Fuck you. Just so bad. Fuck off. Plan traffic, blah, 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 blah. Alright. Let's see. So this Valhalla 56, whatever that is. Yeah, in sales, never mention any downside. I'm not in sales. Just pump all the positives, and what a great once-in-a-lifetime deal it is. Right, so that's what I wasn't doing. Bernie Madoff knew how to do it. I don't know if he really did know how to do that, but whatever. He made people beg him to take their money. I don't think that really happened. Used the Madoff method. No, I don't even know why that's at all relevant, but whatever. I think I just deleted this. It's not relevant. Okay. So some asshole says, how many separate residences are there on property? Well, as I pointed out, I'm not giving details to every asshole on the internet. No reason to. You may be able to use the potential rental income as income to apply for the loan. Yeah, I can't apply for a loan. Forget about it. You have to have an income, idiot. You really do. You would still have to come up with a down payment, but it's something to consider. No, it's not really anywhere close to considerable. Not even the barest of chance. Outside of a private loan, it ain't happening. And that's sort of the whole point of the video, was sort of just establishing a way of getting the loan as investment capital. You didn't understand that. See, they buy the property, they get my free management skills, they don't have to do any work, plus my free labor in terms of doing all the reconstruction. See? So instead of paying a plumber, $15,000 for a furnace, I put one in for $2,500. That kind of thing. See? Idiot. Fuck you people. You just can't follow along at all. Anyway. Alright, so this is the same asshole, that guy. This is the same asshole that said this shit. Do you know that Sasquatches have been put on the protected species list in many town and city councils, don't you? No, I don't know that. And many, meaning how many? 5? In Arkansas? There's town councils that have rules against supping with the devil. I mean, what do you want me to say? There's probably town councils that pass laws against reptilians jaywalking. Who cares? How does that prove that Sasquatch exists? That there's any reason to believe the ludicrous and silly evidence? They are in military field training manuals for certain regions. Prove it. Many people see shadows and have a lot of Google gook in their eyes. That is true, but I disagree with you generalizing all people who claim to have seen them. Because some of those people are right. It's like the people who saw the UFOs. Some of the UFOs are real. No, they're not. So, shut up. That's the stuff you should be skeptical of. See, there's irony here. I'm the one arguing that fuck skepticism. When you have good reason, fuck it. You don't need to be skeptical. He's saying you should be skeptical of the rule that you apply that says, show me evidence. Just some evidence. Doesn't even have to be extraordinary evidence. Just commonly decent evidence. That rule, that's too much. That's too high a standard. Anyway. So, even this idiot. WTF tube. What the fuck tube, I guess? I don't know. Maybe consider moving. No, the whole point of making the video is that moving isn't very practical. And I pointed out because I have an anxiety disorder and I just don't see moving in my future. I see one move. To the crematorium. That's the move I'm going to make someday. But there's not going to be any other move. I don't see it happening. Not likely. Alright, anyway, so now on to the Pyrrho shit. And it is shit. You misspelled strangel. Yes, of course I did. You can't misspell strange. It's one of those unwritten rules. Anyway, so Pyrrho. No capitals to the sentence structure, of course, and 2 comments, and I don't know why you just don't edit your original comment. It would make them more coherent in terms of which one was written first, but you can't really tell. But anyway, I'll read the bottom one first for the sake of it. You keep the universe understandable by ignoring things. Okay, that's a claim by him. And what I'm ignoring is what he claims to be the special fairy truths. Okay, which equals ignorance. No, which equals a lack of being duped like you. Being fooled. Being gullible. Being stupid. Willful ignorance. Again, this claim that his evidence is so wonderful for his fairy truths that parameciums feel that I am being a willful denier of the truth that they seem like they do. Yeah. Which isn't the argument being made. Anyway, And as a skeptic, I accept what appears to be, so again, appears to be the case. Accept what that appears to be the case. So now we get the IE part here. But he accepts a whole bunch of shit that doesn't appear by any evidence, hard evidence, to be the case. It's just what his club believes. That you have made yourself an idiot, i.e. that I have made myself an idiot. So I accept what appears to be the case, that you have made yourself an idiot. So he still doesn't really understand how brains actually work, that they're completely programmed. It's some kind of in and then some kind of out, but you can't make a brain any other way. They don't self-generate. The ideas go in, they're the ingredients, and you make what you are is made out of those ingredients. And when you're younger, you have kind of less refined understandings and maybe deeper emotions and passions, and as you get older, those things have to get they're hardened by reality and refined into something clearer and more articulate and less baby talkish like your mush. So when you actually grow up someday, you'll be able to have a conversation where you understand that you don't use vocabulary like appears and seems and blah, 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 and all this mishy-mushy bullshit. Talk about what actually is the evidence. Okay, everything is mechanical. Sure. So this is where this is a game you also learn not to play, where you falsely agree with a premise because you think mechanical means God is mechanical. No, God wouldn't be considered part of the robotic reality. Sure, wave mechanics. So, see, so now he's changed the word mechanical to be wave mechanical, which would be fine if you stuck to wave mechanics like in physical mediums. But quantum wave mechanics is a whole different game because they bend every ruler in quantum mechanics. There's no such thing as a straight line. They fix all of the hard problems of reality mediums by just saying, let's make it a circle. They turn everything into a circle so everything goes back to the beginning again, because they really can't figure out how things bounce back and forth. Anyway. But it's over your head. No, it's all over your head. You're the one still playing like you're 5 years old with your little Tonka truck. You have enough neurons, but they are wired wrong. Well, they're wired by ideas and knowledge and information, and what I haven't seen from you people is anything but dogmatic statements about what you declare to be the truth based on what you seem to see. Yeah, what it seems like. Yeah, anyway. So, second comment. No. So he just says no. What, the whole video? It's the discounting of the value of living things into unliving things is the scourge. So no, the problem is a lack of appreciation that living thing is like nuclear. It's dangerous. It's radioactive. It's not something you can play with in some kind of fail-safe manner. You don't play with living things, because when they go wrong, it can be catastrophic, and you can't fix it. You can't clean up the fucking mess. And you fucking know that, idiot. You've had your own Chernobyl, and you're sitting here still saying to people, go ahead and play with it. Because I fucked up doesn't mean anything. And if you fuck up like I fucked up, well, that's good, because then I'll feel better about being a fuck up. Is that what you're saying? What the fuck? You haven't learned anything, you fucking idiot. Anyway, that's the stupid delusion. No, the stupid delusion is a lack of appreciation for the danger of the game you're playing. This life thing isn't fluffy clouds and butterflies. And even if we were to say it was butterflies, what happens to butterflies after 32 days? They get killed in 32 days. And they have to spend their early life as caterpillars, who 98% of which will be eaten by a bird, or some disease, or a parasite will lay eggs in them. You don't take any account for the reality here. None. You just pretend your little fairy world exists. This is Oz. It's not Oz, idiot. The trees don't talk. The woodman you don't just squeeze a little oil and everything's okay. You just don't tap your little heels together and go, there's no place like home. None of that shit happens here on real Earth. Stupid fuck. Alright, that's the stupid delusion, and you're helping push it. So, somehow I'm pushing something about discounting the value of living things by emphasizing the fact that you can harm living things. I'm discounting the value. Because I'm pointing out that you're paying for your life stuff with the death stuff. So your little happy joy stuff is paid for by the misery and torment stuff. Because I'm pointing that out, I'm helping push some evil agenda. Yeah, fuck you. And it also exists so wealthy people can continue not to give a shit about humanity as a whole. So now he somehow wishes to imply that I'm somehow helping the wealthy. That it's not really the wealthy who are perceiving just like you. I don't care about consequences. It's not happening to me. You know, what's in it for me? Those are the what's in it for me people are the ones you're defending, idiot. Not me. You are a parasite. Well, you're a blight. Okay, so at least a parasite is in the game. I mean, a blight doesn't even, it has no residual value. It doesn't even have to be alive. And that's pretty much what I'd say about you. Something that can't learn. And that's certainly something you are. Yeah, probably not alive. You are an enabler of the devaluers of life. Yeah, well, you're the enabler of the torturers, the glibites, the I don't give a fucks, the what's in it for meers. Those are the people who like what you say, idiot. They're on your side, retard. Alright. Devaluers of life. And too stupid to see the relation of that to suffering. No, you're the one that's clearly way too stupid. You fall in the trap, and then you pretend there's no traps. It's amazing stupidity. Alright, so this George Rodriguez responds to the Pyrrho comment with this irrelevant mush. The root of malevolence is the desire for revenge against God for creation itself. So let's say if there was a God and he did create, and he created badly, in the sense that he created with these huge attrition numbers, that most of the things that will die will be children. So he heaps most of the death on children, little kids, most of it. 9 out of 10 murder victims, so to speak, will be children. No reason to complain about that. And then just take one of like the Christian God. He punished all women forever for Eve's sin. Gave them pain in childbirth and a period because Eve gave Adam an apple. That isn't something you should try to whack with a stick. So anyway, fuck Jordan Peterson. He's a fucking idiot. I don't understand why anybody. He's just scared of. He's afraid of the trannies are coming to get him. You know, it's too much work for him to acknowledge the existence of, you know, whatever, sexual and identity dysmorphia, or whatever you want to call it. It's too much trouble for him. Too inconvenient to you know, exercise a few manners. Oh, it's too much trouble. What a cunt. Fuck you people. You're such assholes. So anyway, I think that's enough. Yeah, looks like that's, I think those are all the only comments worth wasting my time with. Like a vault person does. They're always, everything's, you know, got to be turned into his little corner of bullshit. Ha ha, I can't even afford to wipe my ass. What does that have to do with it, idiot? I mean, what does that have to do with? Oh, that's right, nothing. Yeah. Your problems wasn't the subject of the video. Sorry, but it just wasn't. Damn. Anyway, I hate these people. I hate an awful lot of people. But yes, I don't have I don't wish revenge against God. I just wish God to stop. Stop punishing women. That's stupid. And quit killing kids. You fucking child molester. Yeah. So either make a decent creation, or quit creating, you retard, because you suck at it. Where's the revenge? That's what makes Jordan Peterson such a lying piece of shit. Because somebody says, stop raping me, you know, it's like they're revenge seekers. No. They're just asking you to stop, asshole. Stop being an asshole. Stop making the fucking mess. And then people won't have to keep cleaning up your messes, you fucking cunt. Alright, that's probably enough. Cat's at the door. Oakley doke. So, till next time and such.